bandhana mrityurmukshiyamamritato.
Namaste. In this class, we're going to explore deepening your meditation. Paramahansa Yogananda said that every meditation should be deeper than the previous meditation. And that's a pretty tall order, because it's not just about getting the mechanics of meditation clearer, the meditation techniques, although that's definitely a part of it, because the mechanics should become a flow after a relatively short period of time, so we don't have to pay attention to all the details. But really, deepening meditation is so much more than that. And what does it mean to deepen the meditation? It means to have a deeper connection with God. And one of the most straightforward ways to go about that is to connect with one of the 8 primary aspects of God that the Indian scriptures describe. And those 8 aspects are love, joy, wisdom, power, light, sound, calmness, and peace. And today, in this class, we're going to focus on the aspect of joy, divine joy. This is Ananda Yoga practice, after all. Ananda means divine bliss. And we're going to use the asanas even to connect us, not just to prepare the body to sit for meditation, but to connect us with that divine quality of joy, which is not out there somewhere, although it is out there also. It is inside of us especially. So let's begin. Let's come into a comfortable sitting position. Jackie will be our assistant with this class. And we're going to start with a simple technique called breath of joy. So let's sit upright. Lots of room for the belly to breathe. And close the eyes. Lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows, the center of joy in the body. And throughout this practice, throughout your day, throughout your life, try to bring your mind to the point between the eyebrows, the center of divine joy within you. So eyes closed, gazing relaxedly upward toward that point. The breath of joy, just breathe diaphragmatically, expanding the belly as you inhale, relaxing back in as you exhale. The breath of joy is about consciously drawing joy into yourself with the inhalations and consciously expelling any contrary quality, any lethargy, any apathy, any sadness or worries with the exhalations. Very simple, but make your breath smooth and fairly long, and feel that you're inhaling not just air, not even just energy, but joy. Long, slow inhalation, drawing in joy, filling every cell of the body with this vibrant, sparkling joy. And then a long, smooth exhalation, expelling any worry, any sadness, any doubts. Just breathe it away. And inhale even more joy in the next breath. Exhale any remnants of contrary qualities with the outgoing breath. Just continue in this fashion. Doesn't take long to really get to the point where you feel so charged with joy and so empty of any contrary qualities that nothing more is needed. And make your next breath the last one in this way. after the exhalation, just let go of the breath and sit quietly in that joy. Feel it very concentrated at the point between the eyebrows. And remember, this is not something that is foreign to us. It is a part of who we are. It is the essence of who we are. Divine joy, just as is the essence of what God is. Throughout the rest of your practice, try to keep returning again and again to the point between the eyebrows, again and again to that inner consciousness of bliss. Let's come up onto our knees and warm up the body a bit. As usual, we recommend that you use our online warm-up sequence to get a more thorough warming of the body before these classes, but we'll still do a little bit now. Step the left foot out to the side. We're going to do some side lunges here. Chest is forward. As you exhale, bend the left knee, come down, deep lunge. Inhale, back upright. And exhale once again, down deep. Inhale, upright. Third time, we're going to stay down. Just let the breath continue. And keep some part of your attention always at the point between the eyebrows, even when you're focusing on other parts of the body and what they're doing or where you're trying to release. Keep some of your attention at that joy center. Let's inhale, straighten the leg, toes off the floor, hinging at the left hip. Come over with a straight spine. Straight, lengthening through the back of the left leg, where your mirror image is here as usual. And soften the knee, inhaling. Let's come back to upright, knees back together. And let's do the opposite side. Right foot out to the side. Let's inhale, exhale, lunge to the side. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Inhale back up. One more time, and let's hold down. Try not to let the knee go out past the ankle. Ideal position is directly over the ankle, and just let the hips release, especially that right hip now, opening up. And then let's inhale up to a straight right leg and hinging at the right hip over to the side. And stretching through the back of the right leg. And let's inhale back to upright. Let's come up to standing now. We'll just do a couple of the energization exercises here to charge up the spine with some energy. Let's bring hands on to the rim of the pelvis, arch the spine into a bit of a backward bend, and keep the backward bend as you circle one direction and the other. Back to center, side to side now. Keep squeezing around the spine. Feel like you're pouring energy, pouring joy into the spine. All right, let's loosen up the spine a little bit more. Arms out in front, hips stationary, and tense back to one side, relax forward. Tense the other side, relax forward. So tension the arms and shoulders as you go side to side, following your hands with the eyes. Okay, let's warm up the neck just a little bit now. Tension throughout the neck and circle the head one direction and the other direction. Really squeeze. Feel like you're drawing the vertebrae into alignment. And then without tension, but still with some length in the neck, some control. And reverse direction. Okay, one more warm up. Whole body breathing. I'll demonstrate for you and then we'll do it together. So exhale, relax into a full forward bend, just coming to wherever you come to. And as we inhale, we bring the arms in front as if we have heavy objects in the arms like buckets of water. The arms have to be tensed, and a wave of tension moves from the feet up through the entire body. When you get to the top, a little backward bend, the whole body is tensing, and then we'll relax and go all the way back down again. So let's do it together. Inhale. Exhale, relax all the way forward. And then inhaling, heavy objects in the hands, wave of tension from the feet up through the legs, up through the torso, all the way up. And exhaling, relaxing, down, down, all the way to the bottom. Again, wave of tension moving up as you inhale. Wave of relaxation moving down as you exhale. And again, a little more tension this time, squeezing, filling the body with energy. Exhaling last time down. And inhaling, really top off your tank here with life force, with joy. Exhaling, and let's relax the arms down to our sides. Let's close the eyes now here in Tadasana. Bring the mind to the point between the eyebrows. And now as we move into our asana practice, try to feel how every one of the asanas we practice is in some way contributing to joy. It's a doorway to the experience of the joy that is already within you. Don't just think of doing a physical position, but rather get into the consciousness that each position promotes. Okay, if you just leave it on autopilot, you expect that a position is going to change your consciousness. Not very much will happen. But if you participate, a lot can happen. We'll do Ganapatyasana. Okay? Balancing pose here. Just before we go into the asana, just try to feel a sense of bodily freedom, but more than that, of mental freedom. Okay? Freedom from the past, freedom from worries of the future. Just completely in the moment. Okay, Jackie will do a little more advanced version of the asana. I'll do a very simple version. Choose whichever you like to follow. Let's shift the weight to the left leg. You can bring the right foot back just a little bit and inhale, arms up overhead. Exhaling, the right leg comes up as the torso comes forward. I'll bring my arms out to the sides for a little easier balance here. Try to keep the right leg and the spine in line, the breath flowing. And feel like a bird soaring through the air. As you silently affirm, I sail serenely through skies of inner freedom. And up to upright. Exhaling, relax arms down. Close the eyes and get that sense of joy of the bird in the air, soaring in freedom. The sort of freedom we're looking for is freedom from limitation, freedom from thinking we're anything but that divine joy. Let's do the other side. Shift the weight to the right leg. Let's inhale up. Exhaling. Left leg's back, torso forward. Again, if you want to spread the arms to the sides, please do. The breath flowing and silently affirm, I sail serenely through skies of inner freedom. And let's inhale back to upright. Exhaling, relax arms down. And let's come into Tadasana. Let's close the eyes and lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. This next asana, Virabhadrasana 2. Try to feel the life force, the joy in the life force as it flows through you. Step the feet wide apart and turn the left leg out 90 degrees. Right leg rotates in, chest is forward. Inhale, open, palms to the sky. Exhaling, bending left knee out over left ankle, gazing over left arm. Keep the breath flowing. Try to feel God's power, God's joy pouring through you. Holding you in the pose is not muscle effort. It's divine joy. Silently affirm, I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. And inhale, coming back to upright, stretching tall. Exhaling, arms back to the sides. Close the eyes and just allow the joy to continue flowing through you just as easily as the breath. Easier even. As easy as thought. Let's do the other side. Right leg turns out, left leg rotates in. Inhaling open, exhaling into the lunge, gazing over right arm. If you can bring that thigh down to horizontal, wonderful, but if that doesn't work for you, then just come to where you can, but don't feel that you're wanting to hold back. Really, the more you put into this, the more you get out of it, especially joy. Silently affirm, I joyfully manifest the power of God. One more breath. And let's inhale, reach tall, toes forward, exhaling, relaxing down. Close the eyes. Keep that wide stance. Lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. Always returning to that spot. Let's do Prasarita Padotanasana. Wide stance, forward bend. I'll turn sideways. Jackie will stay facing you. Let's inhale. Reach tall overhead. Exhaling, bending at the hips, hands to the thighs. Keep a straight spine here for a couple breaths as you press into the thighs. Long spine. Lots of space for joy to flood the spine. Next exhalation, let the body soften completely down. You can bring the hands to the floor, or if you prefer, you can have hands on ankles, as you wish, but let gravity take your spine longer and longer, the crown of the head releasing toward the floor. If you have your hands out in front far on the floor, walk them back between the legs a bit so that the torso goes more and more upside down and gravity can lengthen the spine even more. Silently affirm, I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. And let's soften the knees now, inhaling and sweep the hands out to the sides and up, stretching tall. Exhaling, relax arms down, step the feet back together into Tadasana. Close the eyes, lift the gaze. Feel like you're just coming home to that joy center, the point between the eyebrows. Our attention may wander from that point sometimes, but the more we bring it back, the stronger the joy muscle becomes. Let's come down onto our knees for Parigasana, gate pose. Step the left foot out to the side. Left hand rests just lightly on the left leg. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, extending the stretch sideways over to the side. Get the chest facing forward. You can gaze straight ahead, or you can turn your head to gaze up past the upper arm. But put your concentration in the spine. Feel the upward flow of energy as you inhale and Downward as you exhale, but especially concentrate on the upward. That's what brings bliss. Silently affirm. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. And let's inhale, reach tall. Exhaling, step the left knee back to join the right. Stay connected with those waves of joy. They're always there. Just that we're not always there, so our attention goes elsewhere. So keep coming back to the spine. Let's do the other side. Step out to the right. If the toes don't come down to the floor, that's fine. Just lift them off the floor. Let's inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, over to the side. Very lightly, if at all, resting on the right leg. Rather that you're lifting with both legs, pressing into the floor, opening up through the body. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. Okay, good. Let's inhale, reach tall. Exhaling back onto the knees. Let's come into cross-legged sitting position now. If you want to sit on a cushion, please do, so that you can keep a nice straight spine. We'll just pause here for a breath or two. Close the eyes, lift the gaze to that joy center. It's not so hard to be joyful. It's just that when you know the mechanics of joy, that rising energy in the body, more energy up at the point between the eyebrows brings greater joy, then we have a method for it. All right, let's do Upavista Konasana, wide feet, wide legs, forward bending asana. Let's inhale, reach tall. Exhaling forward with a straight spine, hands to the floor. Just come as far as you can go with a straight spine. Keep the back of the neck long. Don't have the head arching back. Back of the neck is long. Breath is flowing. One last inhalation here. And exhale. Let the body soften. You can walk the hands forward, or you can bring circle the big toe of each foot with the first two fingers of each hand and allow the body to soften the floor, and that openness, just inviting life in. A joyful attitude, just embracing everything. Mentally affirm, I welcome every opportunity for further growth. I welcome every opportunity for further growth. Slowly walk the hands back in. Come back to a cross-legged position. Just pause for a moment. Keep that sense of openness. The legs aren't open wide anymore, but the mind is open wide. The heart is open wide to joy. Let's come now onto the belly for locust pose, Savasana. Arms down by your sides. Before we even go into the asana, let's tune into the affirmation for a moment. I soar upward on wings of joy. Try to feel that you come into the to the asana with that affirmation, with that frame of mind, just soaring upward. Let's inhale. Lift the head, the chest, the arms, the legs, everything lifts. Breath flows smoothly, soaring upward on wings of joy. Just keep affirming that inside. I soar upward on wings of joy. And then release back down to the floor. Press back into child pose. Hips back, resting on heels. Body softening for a moment here before our final asana, before we go into more meditative practice. I want to do an asana now for bringing a lot of energy to the brain. Okay? And Jackie will do one asana. She'll do hair pose, Sasamgasana. For those of you who would like to do headstand and know how to do headstand, please follow with me once she gets into hair pose. If you've never done headstand, please don't make this your first day. Go to our online instructional video at our website where you can get more thorough instruction in this wonderful asana. So for Sasamgasana, grasp the heels with the thumbs along the outer edge of the sole of the foot. Bring the forehead in close to the knees. Inhaling, lifting up hips, stretching arms straight. Continue to reach forward through the spine. Continue to breathe, wonderfully bringing energy to the brain. If you want to do headstand, this would be the time. Silently affirm, I am He. I am He, blissful spirit. I am He. 2 more breaths. But stay here for a long time. Just be more and more joyful. And if you feel to do that, go ahead. But otherwise, let's gracefully exit from the asana. Back down to child pose. And then stretch out full length on the floor. Roll over onto the back side of the body. We'll have a very brief relaxation in Savasana. Just a few breaths. So stretch out nice and long. Lots of space around the body. No sense of restriction anywhere. Your gaze at the point between the eyebrows. Just feel like the energy you've brought there is attracting your gaze toward that point. There's no effort required. Just take 3 long, smooth breaths. That's all. Make each one count. Feel like you're drawing in more joy with the inhalations and exhaling any fatigue, any sadness, any worry with the exhalations. And as you finish your next exhalation, just bring the knees up to the torso. Wrap your arms around them. Roll left and right across the spine a few times. And then over to one side. Just pause here for a moment. And then press back up to a sitting position of your choice, whether on a cushion or chair, meditation bench. We're going to be in this position for a number of minutes, so please make sure that you stay comfortable here, that you can sit with a straight spine. There's plenty of space for the belly to expand with your breaths, even though you're not trying to expand it. It just happens naturally. So we're going to start our meditative practice with a vigorous pranayama technique, Kapalabhati Pranayama. In case you don't know the technique, we exhale forcibly, squeezing the abdomen in. We inhale naturally, letting the body inhale, and it goes fairly rapidly. We'll do it in sets of 12. Okay, so just 12 repetitions, then we'll stop. And just for those of you who don't know this technique, I'll just put my hand here for a moment so you can see what's happening. You won't use your hand on your body, but you can just see when I exhale, the hand goes in, I relax the inhalation in. I don't sniff it in. I just let the body naturally draw it in. So I blow it out with the exhale and relax in. Okay, so it's a strong, full pull in of the belly. Wonderful for bringing energy to the brain. We'll just do a few sets of 12 repetitions. So close the eyes, lift the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. Keep the body relaxed and stationary as you do this. Only the torso is moving, and of that, really only the abdomen. And take a regular full inhale. Exhaling, and finish your exhalation by beginning the practice forcibly. And relax. Just already you should feel a rising sensation of energy in the body to the brain. It'll be a very pleasant sensation. You can overdo techniques like this, so if it ever becomes the slightest bit of unpleasantness, don't do it anymore. If you lose your rhythm, don't do it anymore, because a smooth rhythm is very key. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. And begin. And relax. Just feel like the point between your eyebrows is gobbling up all that rising energy, just swelling with joy. We're just going to do one more round, but if you feel you've already had enough, then just wait this one out. Otherwise, deep inhalation, full exhalation, and begin. And relax. Just feel the breath not needing to flow. But when it does begin to flow, watch the breath as it comes in through the nostrils and goes out, not controlling the breath anymore at all, just observing it, keeping your gaze upturned, spine straight. Observe the flow of breath. And accompany each inhalation mentally with the sound hong. And accompany each exhalation with the silent sound saw. You can gently curl the right forefinger in as you inhale, a little bit toward the palm. Relax it back out as you exhale. We practice the Hong Sa technique, watching the breath, repeating the mantra. But practice it with joy. Don't just wait for joy to come, but gather together every bit of joy that you feel, which should be substantial by this time, and practice with that joy, enthusiasm. But again, not controlling the breath. As you go more and more still, You may find the right forefinger doesn't want to move as much, and that's fine. And after your next exhalation, let go of the breath. And let's practice a technique that Paramahansa Yogananda recommended for connecting with God as joy. Just feel the joy that you've been cultivating during this practice, concentrated at the point between the eyebrows. A bubble of joy. Concentrate your mind deeply on that bubble of joy. And feel your concentration as if it were puffing from within that bubble, expanding your joy, expanding that bubble. Not only each passing breath, but each passing moment. As your concentration deepens, the bubble expands. The joy increases. Feel your concentration deepening into absorption in joy. Just giving yourself completely into that growing bubble of joy which now encompasses your whole body and continues to expand. To fill the room you're sitting in, the entire neighborhood continues to expand. Till it embraces your entire country, entire world, as your absorption deepens. And feel it expanding not only outwardly but inwardly through the vast realms of your consciousness. Joy everywhere, expanding in every direction, until finally that bubble of joy bursts and your joy merges with the ocean of joy that is God. No separation, no limits, just unending, infinite bliss. Just prepare to bring the mind back to an outward state of awareness, but joyfully. And as you're ready, slowly open the eyes once again. Remember, if you want joy, meditate with joy. And more than that, live with joy. And that joy will continue to expand without limit. The more you share it with others, the more it will expand. Joy to you.